Today we're going to sketch this using Onshape. Let's go. All right, first thing we're gonna do is we are going to create a new document. We can title it for sketch 1. All right, we're going to start a sketch. So we're gonna select the sketch menu over here, and it's going to ask us to select a plane. So we're gonna select the front plane, and we can log onto the front plane by clicking on the view cube, selecting front, and clicking on that circle on the top right. It turns orange once it's locked. That means that you can't rotate it anymore. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to sketch a rectangle. For that, we're going to select the corner rectangle option over here, and we're just gonna draw a rectangle. There are no specific dimensions that we need to follow. Just click on that, and we're good. And we can, if you're not happy with the size of the rectangle you got, you can move it around by clicking on a corner. See, you can change it any way you want. That's up to you. All right. Next thing we're gonna do is we're going to add a circle to the top of that rectangle. So we are already sketching on plane 1. Our sketch is still open. If you look to the left on the features menu, the sketch 1 is highlighted in blue. So all we gotta do now is click on sketch and select center point circle. One of the properties of Onshape is that it allows you to snap onto specific points, critical points. Let's say that. A critical point can be a midpoint, an end point, a spot on a line that's perpendicular to another line, etc. So automatically it will snap you onto those points. If you don't want to snap onto those points, then you have to do a little more work, either zoom in, zoom out. Since we're working on an iPad, that's what we would have to do. In this case, we've selected center point circle, so we want to draw a circle on the top line of that rectangle we just drew. So automatically, you see, I just added a circle, but it's not where I want it to be, so I'm gonna undo it. I want to select center point circle again, and that happened because I zoomed in, and it's fine. It happens. You make errors, you just undo them. I want to put my finger or my pen on that middle line, and you see automatically it's going to snap on either an endpoint or the midpoint, which happens to, it looks like it's just where the line is, but it's not. It's a little bit offset to that. So I'm going to do that. Now I can create a circle as big as I want to, but what I want to do is I want to make sure that that circle is the diameter of that circle matches the length of that line. So I'm going to make sure it snaps onto that. Boom, done. Now, before I put my finger or my stylus back on the screen, I want to make sure I unclick that circle, center point circle option on the left. You see that? Click on that. Make sure that it's not highlighted in blue anymore. And you see, like I was telling you, the center of that circle is not on that line if you zoom in enough. All right, we have our circle there. What I want to do now is I want to create a smaller circle. And notice, whenever you use a function, a shortcut is automatically created on the bar. You can click on that again if that's the next thing you're going to do. So I'm going to create another circle, a smaller circle, and I'm going to center it right where that big circle is. And you can make it as big as you want. It doesn't matter. That's good enough right there. So we're going to unclick that. Okay, there's a few ways in a few ways that we can create these curves. This is probably the easiest way to do it. You can use arcs. It'll take a little bit more work to do it with arcs, but again, you can do it that way. So what we want to do is, remember, we are creating this shape right here. So we want to be able to extrude this two-dimensional drawing that we have. If we want to extrude the right kind of drawing, it's going to be helpful if we remove some of these lines that we have in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the trim tool by selecting the sketch menu and then clicking on trim, which is that right there. Now I'm going to click on the lines that I need to remove. So I'm going to remove the top line altogether. See that? It highlights in orange first, and then it deletes. Orange and deletes, orange and deletes. But you know what? I need to do something else before I delete those lines. So I'm going to undo that. I want to remove the bottom part of the big circle. So to do that, I need those lines to be there. So I'm going to click on this and then click on that. Well, it's not working, so I'm going to have to make sure that that whole line is there again. See? All right, now select the trim tool, which has a shortcut at the bar right there. Now I can select the bottom part of that circle and it's going to erase. Now I can remove that line that I removed originally. And now I have my shape. All right. So all I need to do now is extrude. So before I do anything, I'm going to unclick the trim tool. Now I'm going to click on the 3D menu and click extrude. And automatically it's going to highlight an area of the 2D object. I got to make sure that is the area that I want. That is what I want to extrude. Now I want to make sure that it extrudes by 1.25 inches. So I'm going to click on the depth on the extrude menu, 1.25, click check, and now I can approve it by clicking the check mark, and I am done.